Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games All the Time. My name is Joachim and today we will be playing The Eternal Palace by Stephen Aramini and art by Quentin Regnes. So you can see 1 of 5 players, so obviously I'm playing the solo mode. And this is actually the 3rd time I'm trying, 3rd time's a charm. Because the first time that I played, the camera stopped working, and the second time I was too confused apparently because I made a bunch of not mistakes, but then forgot to do this, forgot to do that, stuff like that. So yeah, it was a mess. So I decided to just do it again. All right. So here we have arrived for the 3rd time, but for you guys, the 1st time, I guess. And yeah, so first of all, what is Eternal Palace? It is a dice placement game where we are basically trying to collect as much wisdom and so on as we can. And according to the rule book, what are we actually trying to become? Because I've actually totally forgotten. You're the leader of a noble house, always seeking the favor of the emperor. Collect the materials you need to contribute to the reconstruction of the emperor's monuments and commemorate the restoration by creating a beautiful painting of his beloved gardens. Will your efforts catch the eye of the emperor, or will your rival nobles be honored instead? Only one house will win the emperor's ultimate recognition. And we are playing against the master here. There's a bunch of stuff to go through on how to play. So I'll just talk about solo. So how do you set up the solo? First of all, I've chosen yellow as my color. Those are my 3 dice. The other 2 dice, they go here at the palace because I will be getting them in later rounds. Of course, I have my markers, and the markers go on all these places where you can see here, right? That's where a marker goes. I have a lot of extra ones because some markers might end up going to the Temple of Wisdom, some might be going to the Palace Market, and so on. So that's why there's extra spots, potentially. I also start with 3 fish, 2 wisdom, and then 1 of each of the goods. Now for the master, it's slightly different. First of all, you're going to choose what kind of a master he is. Now, as you can see, I chose is it a globe or a lake? I guess maybe it's a lake because it is described as him being enlightened. So that means in this case, when you choose the lake, he favors the Eternal Bridge more often. The Eternal Bridge is here, but I will go over what everything does shortly. So basically, I collected all the master cards that has this symbol on it, and when it's his turn, we will be flipping one of the cards over and putting his dice on there. You can see he has 2 green dice because his color is green, and then he has 1 of each of the other colors. So there's 2 colors here in the palace that he'll get later on as well. I put them all here because we're going to be rolling them together here, and then to determine first player, it is whoever has the lowest result will become first player. So you can see the master also starts with 2 fish and 2 wisdom. He will never get any resources. If he does get a resource, or if I give him a resource, then the resource will go to the bank, and then he will get 1 wisdom instead. Now he's going to turn all these fish and wisdom into points at the end of the game, so I want to avoid giving him these as much as possible. Alright, so basically we're going to roll the dice. So let's just start off by rolling them, and then I'll explain as we go along. So in this case, I have 11. You can see 2, 3, and 6. And he has also 11. So if there's a tie, so in this case there is a tie, then you just keep the order as it was already. So you can see the order here. I am most left, so I will be first player. Okay, obviously I put myself first. So now before we place anything, we have to decide on grouping. So for example, I could say, oh, I have 3 groups, 2, 3, 6. And then when we go over to the next phase, placement, I cannot suddenly say, oh, but this is 5. No. So you have to, basically, if you do it in multiplayer, it'll be behind the screen. But now I'm playing solo, no need to hide behind the screen, right? The only thing you will know in multiplayer is the results everyone has rolled. And then they move it behind their screen and then choose their groupings. So basically I can choose 6, 3, or 2, or I can put 11, or I can put 5, or I can put 8 and 3. So there's really, you know, you can do any kind of combination you want. For the master, we're just going to put these on his card later on and see what happens. So I guess now's a good time to go over what all the locations do and why you would choose certain locations over other locations. So, for example, the first one is a fish market. So you can see both of us are at the bottom position. Now I can't go to 1 at the moment because I have 2, 3, 6. There are ways to go there, but I'll talk about that later. So I won't be going there yet. But if I were to go there, then let's say I have a 1, I would put it, I would think about it, right? Create the group on the side. And then later on in the planning phase, I would move up 1. And then I would get to do what it says here. So basically, in the fish market, I can draw 3 cards, okay? Choose 1, and I would discard 1 and put 1 on top of the deck again. So I'm drawing 3. I'm not looking at these. And then if I pay for them, I can either pay the cost. You can see here the cost on the top left corner, which is a good, or and then I get 3 fish, or I don't pay the cost at all. I just pay 3 fish to be able to keep the card. Okay, so that's basically what happens. That's how you play that one. You can see you have the icon here as well. What is the exact name of that? It is a feature token. Yeah, okay, I should have known that. So at one point, if you reach the feature token, and you can see there are many on the board, then basically you will get one of the features here that you will put on your painting. Also, when you reach the top, you get the feature, but also you will get the number 1 of painting, which for example would be this backdrop, and then you would put it on your painting. Normally this is on an easel, but I can't really film it well if we use that, so it's just flat, which might require some maneuvering if there are more pieces. So obviously every location will be a race to the top because only one person can get the feature, which is an extra point. And of course you want to get, if you have 8 backdrops, then the game will end. Backdrops, the features don't count, okay? So that's the fish market. Number 2, the Academy of Wisdom, is you go there and then you choose one of these 3, and either you pay the good and then, or the cost, and then you get 2 wisdom, or you just pay 2 wisdom to get the card. So what these do, well, I guess I can explain already. If I hire this guy and I use him, that means I pay 1 good to the master, but then I get another good, a different good, and a wisdom in return. Not from him, just from the supply. This guy just allows you once per turn to turn fish into wisdom. That's it. And then this person allows you to turn 1 wisdom into 2 fish. And it is only 1 fish for 1 wisdom. Okay, you cannot do multiple. You can't do 5 for 5 or whatever. So once again, if you reach the highest level, you get to choose any feature you want if you're first, and also get the number 2 backdrop. Then we go over to number 3, and this is the first monument. You can see you have 4 monuments. You have the Spring Pavilion, the Serenity Bridge, the Dragon Kiln, and the Noble Ox, and they all work the same way, exactly the same way. Which means if you go there, you pay 1 wood because this is the cost, and then whatever the cost is, it can be 9, it can be 10, whatever. You pay the supply, but one of them you put here. So basically every time someone gets a monument, it will become 1 more expensive. So now it's 1 wood. If I get it, put it here, and now from now on it's 2 wood. So if the master goes there, he would have to pay that. Although actually the master never pays, he automatically gets it. So only in a multiplayer game you would have to pay. So you take this, you put it there, and then you also get to have number 3, and you move 1 spot in the palace. So the palace is important because it also gives you points at the end of the game, depending on who's first. If you're first, you'll get 3 points. If you're second, third, or fourth, whatever, you get 1 point. Okay, so that's good. If you already own this pavilion and you go there again, you have to, of course, in this case, pay. Let's say there was 2 wood, you would have to pay 2 wood again. But then you go up 2 spots on the palace track, so that can really give you a boost. With the master, it's annoying because he goes there and he just takes it. Even if he doesn't have any goods, but he just gets to take it. If there's like 8 wood here, he doesn't care. He'll just take away your pavilion and get the points. And you'll be like, what? But at least he can't go for double points, because in the rules it says if he were to go here, can he still get the monument? But if he already has it, then he cannot get it because he already has it, so he would do something else. Okay, Forest of Abundance, same thing as the no, not same thing, different. These are resources. So if you want to get wood or stone, you would go here. Okay, so only wood actually, because these are dice. If you have one die group that you put here, then you get one wood. If there's two dice in the group, you will get 3 wood. And once again, if you are first, you get the feature and also the level 4. You always get the level 4, okay? No worries, but it's only the feature that makes you want to race. So 5, strategy bridge, same thing. You get the bridge, you get number 5, and you go forward on the palace track. Number 6 is the same as number 4. If you have one die there, you get 1 stone. If you have 2 dies, you get 3 stones. And if you're first, then you get the feature and the paints. Then the Temple of Wisdom is the first one that's a little bit different. Basically, you put 2 dice there and it equals 7. Now, as you can see, I don't have 7. I can have 5, I can have 8, whatever. But I don't have 7. Of course, I can manipulate the dice. You'll see later. Let's say I do have 7. Then I could put it on whichever combination is the 7 that I have. And then afterwards, I would put a tick there, for example. So next time I know, if I do it the second time, you have to take one top or bottom, and then you will get the number 7 and the feature. So that's how that works. 8 is Dragon Kiln, same idea with the other monuments. Number 9 is Goods, same idea, although here it's 2 dice for one, what was it called again? I always forget that name. For 1 Kaolin, okay. Or 3 dice or plus or more for 3 Kaolin. And then we come to the Noble Ox, same as with the other monuments, although here you need to have bronze. Yeah. And here we have the Eternal Bridge. So you can go to Eternal Bridge and you can play only 1 die. So you cannot go there with a group of 2 dice. So play 1 die here and you go up. For example, if it's a 6, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you will get 1 fish and 1 wisdom. Okay, so that's one way to spend your dice as well. Then we have the Bronze Forge, same thing again, and the Palace Market. That means if you put 2 dice here that form 12, you get to choose any 3 of these. If you roll 3 dice, then you can choose any 4. If the 3 dice, of course, are 12. If you have 4 dice that equal 12, then you can do 3, 4, or 5. So it does have big implications, consequences. And then finally here we have the scrolls. If you really don't know what to do with your die, you can always put a die here to get 2 fish or wisdom, or put 2 guys here to get a good of your choice. Okay, I think that kind of does it for the explanation. And I'm sure while we're playing, it'll probably be a lot easier to follow what's happening. Okay, so I guess we'll start. So I have 2, 3, 6. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I can go to the Academy of Wisdom if I want to have one of these 3 guys. I can go to get the Spring Pavilion by paying 1 wood already. I can go to 6, which is also resources. Or I could go to 8, which is a Dragonkin, or 9 for the Kaolin Mine. Or of course, finally 11 to go to the Bronze Forge, which would give me 3 bronze instantly. I think I'm just gonna keep them all separated. Yeah. And because I'm first, I'm gonna have to use a 2 first because he has a 2 as well. Now, how do you manipulate your results? Well, you have the wisdom and you have the fish. Okay, so if let's say someone's already there and you want to go there, you can pay 1 fish to the supply and be allowed to go there. But with the wisdom, it's a little bit of a different story. If you spend 1 wisdom, you can do plus or minus 1. If you spend 2 wisdom, you can change a 6 into a 1. Okay, and you can change any amount of wisdom, so it doesn't matter. And with fish, like I said, you have to pay a penalty. If you want to go somewhere and someone's already there, you pay 1 fish. If you can't afford it, you simply don't go there, right? Okay, so I think we can now officially start. All right, So I'll just keep them like this. I like it. It gives me some resources, gives me a person, and then we'll see what he will do. So he has a 5, he has a 4, and he has a 2. Okay. All right. So I'm first player. Now I know that he's trying to go for the stuff that I haven't used yet, so he can block it. Go there first. So in this case, I'm gonna go to the Academy of Wisdom. Okay. And then I can see if I want one. Now honestly, they all don't look that fantastic to me, but something is better than nothing. So, but something is better than nothing. So, I'm not crazy about these guys, but I guess I'll just go for him. So that costs me 1 wood, and I can't weigh the wood there, so that's not an option. I'll go for him, and that is 1 good of my choice. That's going to be stone, and then that is it. Okay, so that's my done. Okay, so now at any point I can just flip him and then use my fish to get 1 wisdom. Alright, so that's done. Now we're going to look at his. Now, there's no 4, there's no 5, there's no 2, so there's nothing he can block. So he's just going to look where he's going to go, and he's going to go with the top one, which will be 5. So he's going to go to Serenity Bridge. He's going to take the bridge, and he's going to add 1 stone there. He will also get the backdrop number 5, which is here, so we'll put it nicely there. There we go. And also one spot, moves 1 forward on the palace track. All right, that's my turn. Again, I go to number 3, which of course is the Spring Pavilion. I put 1 wood there, put that there. I get backdrop number 3, which is a nice set of mountains and a lake, it seems. All right, and also move up 1 spot on the palace track. There we go. Then it's back to him. He goes to number 2 as well. Oh, because I paid, I was supposed to get 2 wisdom, which I forgot. See, it's already starting. This game easily makes me forget things to do or activate or whatever. Alright, anyway. So he arrives there as well. He goes up 1. And I think that's the only thing he does. Because there's an overview of what he always does at every location. Yeah, the only thing he does is move up on the track there that you just saw. Yeah, because he doesn't take resources or people. But he's at the Academy of Wisdom now, right? So what he does get is 2 wisdom, and he moves up 1 on the progress track. So that's already done. But he does get 2 wisdom. There we go. And that is basically it. He's also discarding 1. I'm going to discard this one that actually helps him the most. Alright, then my turn. I go to 6, go up 1, and I get 1 stone. And that's it. And then for him, he goes to number 4, which is the forest. So he goes up 1, but that is it, because he doesn't take any resources or whatever. Okay, then the round is over. So everybody takes their dice back. In this case, we just put it together because we roll them together. So when we check for the fewest amount of dice, of course it's a tie. So then we check on whoever is first on the palace track. It's a tie, but then the order just stays the same. So that's it. So we can move on to the next round. Here we go. Wow, 9. That's not fantastic. And he has 13. So basically the turn order will stay the same. This card goes away because it's been used. So I have to once again decide what I'm going to do. So I have 2 2s and a 5. So I could, oh yeah, this actually with the reset, this goes away and 3 news are revealed. So for 1 wisdom, I can get a good of my choice. That's kind of nice. So if you buy this card, it has a lightning, which means that you immediately choose one of these numbers, which are all producing ones, and you go up one spot on the track. And then finally give the master a fish and get 2 wisdom. So so I have a 5 and he has a 5, so I'm gonna have to get rid of my 5 immediately, and that will be the Serenity Bridge, or of course I mix it. So I can actually do 7 and get 3 wisdom there. And I have a 2 left for the Academy of Wisdom. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. 2 and 7. So let's see what he does. He has an 8 and a 5. So I go first with my 7. I go here, 5 and 2, and I take 3 wisdom. There we go. So 7 is done. Nothing more to do there. And then it's his turn. So he has 5 and 5, 3. So he cannot block me at all. So he just goes for the top one, which is 5. Which means he will take the bridge, but he has a bridge, so he's not going to go to the bridge. So what he's going to do then is check here. So we have the visit eternal bridge, and if it's a single die, he can visit the eternal bridge, which it is a single die, so he goes there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will give him 1 fish and 1 wisdom, which is not bad because a lot of his points come from there. Alright, then back to me. I go to number 2, and I am going to get this guy, and I pay his cost, which is a wood and a stone, but I can't afford it, so I have to pay 2 wisdom to just get it alright. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then I think I'm going to immediately use this once to spend the wisdom and to get a stone, maybe. Okay, his turn with 8, which is a dragon kill, so he gets this and he adds 1. So he's basically slowly starting to collect monuments, which is bad news for me. And that's the end of that round, so these 2 go away. I was supposed to get an extra die this round, but I didn't. So I'm going to get an extra die this round, okay? Because we tie for the fewest amount, we tie on the pallet track, so then we keep this order, so that's why. Alright, so we reset, and then it's revealing time. So spend a good to get 2 wisdom. I think when you put a die down, you get 2 wisdom, and she just straight up gives you 4 fish. But it is the man with the die that I'm going to look up, and his card means you get 2 wisdom if you have the lowest value of the dice. Okay. Yeah, I don't really care about that, to be honest. Okay, here we go. So it's 2, 3, 4, so it's 9, 11, 14. And then he has 15. So it stays the same again. Alright, but of course I have to think about how I'm going to do the grouping. So I'd love to have the bridge, and the bridge is number 5, and he doesn't have 5. So, okay, that's going to be the bridge. Then we still have 2, 3, 4. I could do 3 and 4. Oh, I forgot to put a token here. I could do 3 and 4, and then have 2 again. I think that's what I'm going to do, because the 7 can come here and then get this, but also get the feature. Okay, so let's see what he does. 6 and 9. So once again, we do not interfere with each other's business. I'm gonna go up and immediately go 7. So that works. I get 3 wisdom. 1, 2, and 3. I'm super wise. And I also get a feature and the number 7 backdrop. So this is the number 7. Looking nice. Okay. So the number 7 backdrop and also a feature. So I'll put this here. And the feature we're getting is yeah, one of the lions. There we go. Alright, so that was my turn. Then it's his turn with 9 because he goes for the top one. And that is the cow in mine. And he just goes up 1 spot and that's it. Nothing more happens there. So then it's back up to me with my 5 and my 2. I'll do 5 first. Exchange my 2 stone, but 1 stays there. So it's 3 now. And I get the bridge. I wrest it away from him. I get the number 5 backdrop, which is here, and I will be putting it behind this. Oh yeah, the 5 is supposed to go behind this setup. Why can't I see the blossoms anymore? Okay, so it goes behind it. There we go. And of course 1 up on the palace track. Alright, now it's his turn. He goes for 6, which means he just goes up 1 spot. And then I still have number 2 left, so I'll go up here again. And I think I don't want to go for the 4 fish, to be honest. Yeah, I'll go for him. So I'll put in the cow in, get him. The other 2 go away. Yeah, so that's basically it. And now, of course, he has the fewest amount of dice, so he's going to get a die back. And it's a die that's not his own color. Okay, that will go last. So all the dice can go away. There we go. And then 3 new ones come out. Okay, so this means gives 3 goods to the master, and then I get to go up the track, which on the palace track, which I don't think is really worth it. This means whenever you do resources, you get 1 kaolin, and this is whenever you do resources, you get 1 bronze. So basically, they're both really good. But I'm going to go for the kaolin. No, I'm going to have to go for the bronze because I can't pay the kaolin. But I can spend 1 of these to get a stone. Sorry, to get a kaolin. I pay this guy kaolin, and then it goes away. So this guy is not done. Yeah. All right. Both people are done. So I get an extra die, because I have the fewest amount and I'm also farther ahead on the track. And then the dice are all returned here. These 2 go away and this gets refreshed, and 3 more come up. So the top guy is simple, he just gives you all that, and then the lady below him is also simple, she just gives you all that. And this person, basically, if I have a group of 2, I get a fish. Group of 3, I get this. And group of 4, 1 of the temple moves. Let's roll the dice. Okay, so I have 12, 18, 19. And they have 10, 13, 16. So they become first player now. Let's see, 16. He can block my 6s easily, but if I go for 12, I can get any of those two of my choice. There's 1, 2, 4. So I could go 3 and get the wood. No, I'm going to do 2 separately. And actually, I'm going to make a group of 10 so I can get the ox. And then I have 7, 8, or 9. Getting the cow in is not going to be doable yet, so I should just go to the 9 for 9 and then have another 2. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So let's see what he has. He has a 3, he has a 3, he has a 4, and he has a 6. So then he looks over. The only thing that is actually different there is a 4 and a 6. So, oh, but then the 4 is part of the 10, so it doesn't matter. It's 2, 7, and 10. So none of what he has will block me. Yeah. But is this 7 though? Because I don't think I want 7. So it's 10, 8, and 1. Yeah, 10, 8, and 1. Let's do it like this. Alright, so anyway. There's nothing here that he can use to block, so he's going to go for number 3, which is the Spring Pavilion. So he just takes a pavilion back, adds 1 wood to make it more expensive. Great. Then it is move up on the palace track. Then it is my turn. I think I'm going to start with the fish market, so I get to draw 3. So let's see, this one just gives me 2 goods. I kind of like that, but you pay 1 to get 2. This one is you give the master 3 fish and you get 2 goods, but it's too expensive. This one just allows you to move on the temple's palace space. So I'm going to go for this one. And I'm going for this guy. And I'm going to pay this, but then I get this and this back. So basically just like this, actually. Alright, so he's been used, done. And then also, one of those 3 that I had to top deck. I guess I'll put this guy on the top. The other one was just deleted, removed. And then here it is, I paid for it already, so I get 3 fish. There you go, those are my fish. Alright, so back up to the, move up 1 spot, of course. Back up to there, which is another number 3. But he can't do that again, so he has to do something else. And then means his 3 will go back to the eternal bridge and do 1, 2, 3, which means another fish and another wisdom. Alright. So back to me. I'll do 10 for noble ox. So I put 1 there. He comes my way. I get the number 10. There we go. And I go up 1 on the palace track because I did that. I added a 10. That is fine. So that's basically what it is. Back to him. And he has a green 6, so he advances on the quarry again. And then we have an 8. And I'm going to flip this. So I pay 1 wisdom for 1 cowlin. Which is exactly what I need. So I spend the 2. Here, add 1 there, but I get the bridge, which I already have, so I move up 2 spots. There we go. Alright, then his turn, he goes to number 4, goes up again He's about to get a bunch of features there. Alright, and then the last die also comes out. This is the end of the round. I'll look at it in a minute. First, I need to clean up these people. So this guy allows you to go on the palace track one step. This woman basically gives you wood, it gives you stone whenever you go look for it. Okay, so this is the score, so it's 11, 14, 16, 17, but here it's a lot less, it's 8, 11, 12, 13. There we go. That means he'll be first player still. And this card goes away. So the master is gonna go where I'm supposed to go, right? But we know that that's what he's gonna try. So I have to think about trying to create groups where he's not gonna follow me. Like I don't have any resources, I need resources. So I think I'm gonna do 12 because that gives me to choose any 4. Then I have 5. But I'm not going to have 3 stone, and the maximum I can get from here is just 1 stone. But I need her, so I want to keep the 2. He's not going to block me there. That leaves the 3 where he can block me. But if I use 2 wisdom, I can change it up to a 5. And that would get me the bridge, but it's not really worth it. Or I spend 3 wisdom and change it to a 6. Should give me stone. Okay. I'll spend 3 wisdom and change it into a 6. But can I use wisdom now, or am I supposed to wait? Okay, I'm not supposed to use it yet, so I'll do 3. And then I'm going to use it later. Alright, so he starts off by flipping his card. So it's 1, 1, it's 2 plus 4. So this is a 6. And then he has a 3 and a 4. Now, judging from my groups, he's still going to go for the 3. Because obviously I'm not going there, but he is going to go 3, which makes it even more horrible because this. No. He doesn't make it more difficult, because more expensive, because he's not going there. But he is going to the Eternal Bridge, so it's 1, 2, 3. And normally he gets a good, but he doesn't get a good, he gets 1 wisdom instead. There we go. Alright, my turn then. I take number 2, go here, I go up, which means I will get the feature, which is the other one. I'll put it in here. And not only do I get that one, I also get number 2, which is a big mountain. There we go. And then, of course, I still have to choose somebody. Like I said, I was going to go for her, which would give me a bonus. And that requires 1 stone, which I don't have, but I will flip him and spend 1 wisdom to get a stone, which I then pay to get her. So every time I take any kind of resource, I'll get a stone and a Kaolin. And okay, back to him. So he has a 4 and a 6, which of course I'm not doing anything with. So he just go for 6. He's going to go here, and he is going to take the feature, which is too bad because I was thinking about going to 6 as well. Well, I'm still going to go. So he just gets the feature. So I guess he's going to go for, let's say he's going to do this one. And he gets number 6 as well. There we go. The other way around, isn't it? Yeah, he's supposed to come before 5. Okay. And that's it for now. My turn again. This time I spent, well, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to go for 12 here, so it's 3 dice. And then I'll put a token here, and it means choose any 4. So I think I'll just get 1 of each resource. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to him, and he's going to number 4, which he'll get another feature. There we go. And also get number 4. Let's get a different feature because it's kind of ugly. It doesn't fit. So there it is. Okay, so really good for him. And then 3. Now I could go down to 2 as well. I could go to 4, but that would just give me wood. Because I don't need that cowlin necessarily. Or I don't need those stones necessarily. Well, I need stones just as much as I need wood. So I'm just going to spend 1 wisdom, and I'm going to go to 4. But because he is there, I need to pay 1 fish. Not to him though. Just to the bank. So I drop 1, and I get 1 wood, but also 1 stone and 1 cowlin. Okay, and then I'm going to do something special. I'm going to take 2 orange dice. I'm going to use those, well, actually 4 orange dice, and I'm going to use those to track the amount of backdrops that we both have already. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the moment that's 4. And he has 1, 2, 3, 3. Which I feel could not be correct, because he's supposed to have at least 4. Because he should have the Spring Pavilion, but number 3 he doesn't have. So that's why it's a good idea to have that to check if you have everything that you need. This, the Dragon Kill number 8, he doesn't have that either. Yeah. So you see, it's quite a bit that you have to keep focused on. So it's basically 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Messing this up again. My goodness. Okay, you know what? You just stand up. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So he at the moment has 5. It's the master. That makes more sense, because at one point he had the bridge, and that's another one that he has. Okay. And in my case, I should have 4, which I do, because the Noble Ox is number 10, which I have. I have the bridge, which is number 5, which I have, and at one point I had the Spring Pavilion, which is number 3, which I have is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I also have 5. So we're tied. Okay. And we both used everything. So basically it's yet another reset. So these 2 go away. But I think we're nearing the end of the game, nevertheless. So Alright, so this guy is, I gave him one wisdom and I get a fish and a good. I don't care about that. I care about the resource guy who gives me 1 wood whenever I go to a mine. And here it's giving him 1 wood and getting 3 wisdom. Alright, so I have 16, I have 18, which is huge. And he has 6, 10, 13, 16, 17, so he's once again lowest. Which is annoying because I bought that one guy who gives me stuff for being lowest, but then it never happens. Anyway, I mean boss. I hired him, I guess. Okay. I think I forgot to move him there as well. I think he should at least have 3. Because he used to own this and he has these 2, so that should be 3 altogether. Anyway, alright, I have to figure it out now. I'm going to keep 11, but I'm going to switch it to 12 with this later on. I'm going to put it here for mental gymnastics. And then I still have 6 and 7. I still have 6 and 7, or 5, or 2. 5 I'll be able to get. So if I keep 5, then I can use 2 wisdom to create another 12, which I don't want to do. I can go to 1 twice and get everything there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I've chosen. So let's see what the master does. So these are separate, all of them. Yeah. So he has a 6. He has 7 and 8. So he has 3, 6, and 8. So I have 11, 5, and 1, 1. So no blocking there. He goes first though, and he will go with the top one, which is number 6. But he's not going to go there because he's already there. He's going to put his 6 at the Eternal Bridge because it's always the first option that he does. So he'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't care about this, but he does care about this. He gets another feature. And also he gets the Eternal Bridge, which is EB, which puts him on 6 backdrops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. My turn then. I am going to go to 12 first. So I use my wisdom to choose 12. Choose any 3, but I also get this. So another another feature. Put it here behind them. And also number 12. So that also puts me on 6. And then I get to choose any 3, which of course will be stone, wood, because they're the most expensive, and kaolin. Alright, so that's done. His turn will be for number 8. So the Dragon Kiln, he has it already, so he's not going to go there. He's not going to go to the bridge because he needs more than 1. This is an expansion, so that doesn't matter. Then the question is the fish. The fish. That doesn't happen either. So then next up is, can he get any monuments by spending fish or wisdom? he can, because he has 8, so he can either go to 3 or he can go to 10. So I guess he's going to go to 10. He's going to spend 2 wisdom to change his 8 to 10. So he takes it to the noble ox. He takes the ox away from me, increases the value, and then he gets number 10, which of course he didn't own yet. Number 10, there you go. So that puts him on 7. And also moves up 1 here. There we go. Oh, that's bad news for me. So then I have the 5. So of course there I take the bridge away from him. Oh, I still have the bridge actually. I don't take the bridge away from him. I just go up 2 spots. And I already have number 5, I imagine. Yes. So that's all kind of moot. I think I should have just changed my 5 to 3. I'll take the pavilion away. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do actually. So I'll take my stone back. Change it to a 3, so I lose 2 wisdom. Take the pavilion, go up 1 spot instead of 2. And the pavilion I already have everything, but like I don't get the backdrop because I already have number 3, right? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I actually put it wrong. 3 is supposed to come, but I'm gonna leave it. It's too much of a hassle. Okay, so that's done. His turn is also 3. Oh my goodness. But because I'm there, he only goes to if it costs no fish. Because it costs fish, so he doesn't want to go there. So next he's gonna go here, but he's already done this, so he's not gonna do that. And then he's gonna pay fish. Yeah, so actually me taking it back was super useless because he immediately takes it back. And it increases the costs. Oh, so annoying. And back to me, I have 1-1. I spend 1 fish to get 1 wisdom. So potentially I could go to 6 and get more stones. Go to number 2 to get the wood. And the fish market. Okay, I spend 1 wisdom and change my 1 to 2. And I go to the Academy of Wisdom. I'll get this person. I can't afford him. No, I can't afford him. Okay, back to 1. Give me back my wisdom. So instead of that, I'm going to use my 1 here, go up, draw 3, which I cannot. I can draw 1. She's actually quite good because that means I can use her to get more wood or anything else just to take the stuff back. Alright, so 1, 2, I don't like him, and 3, I like him. I'll probably go for him. So I take him. Well, actually no, I am going to take her. I'll pay 1 bronze. Yeah, I'll pay 1 bronze for her. And this one goes on top, and this one is discarded. And because I did all that, I get 3 fish. I'll just take 5, put 2 back. And then I go there again with my number 1, which means I get the feature Oh, it's getting super busy here as well. There's just too many features at one point. Look at that. And I also get number 1, which also puts me on 7. And I draw another 3. So it's these 3, 2 fish for a good, or just 2 goods. So I'm going to do the 2 goods guy, but I'm going to put this one here, put that one there. I'm going to pay 3 fish, so I get 2 back, instead of having to pay the good. So I instantly get 2 goods, which will be 2 wood. And then I do this one, so I trade 1 kaolin for 1 wood. And then that's going to be it because I used this one already. Okay, that's the end of the round again. So I think now will be the last round. So 1, 2. Wow, this is really good, both of them. Alright, here we go. Okay, 12, 19, 20. This is 11, 15, 17, 18. So once again, he's lowest. Okay. Alright, so there's a bunch of stuff I need to do. I need to get goods. So I would keep the 6 just to get the stone. I need to get to 5 and I need to get to 3. Yeah, so 6 and 3 will be kept. I have 1, 4, and 6. I'll keep 4 as well. And 6 and 1. It could be 7, but I'm not going to do it for that. Although 7 would give me 3. No, no. I'll keep it the way it is. Yeah, all single ones. Alright, let's see what he does. He has a 2. He has 7. And he has 9. So he's not going to block anything that I'm doing, which is nice. So he goes to 9, which basically makes him end the game because he has another feature. And then he also gets number 9, which at this point I'm just putting on top of it. Okay, he has 8 now, and that's it. So that's my turn. I'm gonna go to 6, the stone quarry. Yeah, with 1 die, so that gives me 1 stone. Actually, 2 stones and 1 kaolin. Then I'm going to use this one. Oh, not yet. Alright, then it's his turn with 7. And that just gives him 3. Oh, that's really bad for me. 3 wisdom. Because there's literally points that he's taking. Alright. My turn then. I'm gonna go to 4. Go up 1. Which gives me 1 wood, 1 stone, and 1 kaolin. I have so much stone now. Okay, his turn with 2. He goes up 1, that's it. My turn, so I can really pick my battle now. Okay, first of all, I'm going to use her. Trade a stone for a wood. There we go. Then I am going to go to number 3 because I have 5 wood, which I can pay. So that becomes 6 wood now. Go up 1 here, take the pavilion back. And then I use 1, because he's done, I use 1 wisdom to go down to 5 and Serenity Bridge. I pay 3 stone, which is 4. The bridge I already have actually, so I'm not taking anything else away from him, but I'm going up 2 spots there. And then I have 1. I'm going to change my mind. I'm not doing this. So that was 3, right? Not doing this, so I went back 2 spots. Instead of using my 1 wisdom to do that 6, I am going to keep my 6. Go here again. Go 1 up, get a stone. And a stone. And a cowl in. There we go. And then I change my wisdom. Is it 1 to change to 6 or is it 2 wisdoms to change to 6? Two wisdom, so I need to spend a fish to get 1 wisdom, and then spend that as well. So 2 wisdoms for 1 6, and then that 6 goes also here. Actually, I need to pay 2 fish, 1 for here and 1 for again. So those are also done for going to the same spot, and then I go up, which gives me another 2 stone and 1 cowl in. There we go. But more importantly, it gives me the number 6, which also puts me at 8. And that's the end of the game. And then we add up the scores. So, right. I'm going to use blue dice for me and pink dice for him to add up the scores to see how much we got. Okay, in-game scoring. Okay, the player who was first to collect 8 layers takes the completion prize. Sadly, that was him. So I was second. And then no. And then the longest consecutive streak. So for that, I'm going to make some room and split everything up. So, okay, so these 2 can go away. First, I'm taking all the features out. Alright, so I don't think EB counts, so he has 8, 9, 10, so that's a streak of 3, and 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has a streak of 4. Okay. Now for me, it is so first of all, let me get rid of the things here. Apparently I only have Oh, I forgot to put this here. Okay, makes sense. All right, so it's 12, 6, 1, 2, 3. I think he's gonna get that too, because I have 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 6, 7, 10, 12. Yeah, so he has that too. It's looking bad for me. All right, and after that it is whoever's farthest ahead here. So that gives me 3. Gives him 1. So I guess that evens out everything. All right, so each painting layer is worth 1 point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 8 points. Then we have 4 features, which comes down to 12 points. So 8 plus 4 is 12. Right. Each monument is 1 point, so that's 14. Each prize is worth 1 point. Have any? Each imperial seal is worth 1 point. I have 3 of them, so that becomes 5. So that's 17 points. And that's it. So then for him, let's count it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 and 2, 8, plus the features, which is also 4, I guess. Yeah, also 4. So that's also 12. He also has 2 monuments, which is also 2. He has 3 points here, which brings it up to 5. Okay. And that is it. So technically it's a tie. But then, because I'm playing against him, and I didn't say in the beginning if it was beginner or intermediate, but let's just say it was intermediate to show you what it does, right? And intermediate changes some things. I mean, for sure I've lost because intermediate gives him advantages, right? So now we tie, but it'd be nice if I actually found it. Not here. Okay. Journeyman. So not intermediate, but journeyman. Okay. Painting features. If the master is ahead of you on the track at a location with a feature piece, the master claims a feature. So no. So no, that didn't apply. Sequence prize. If you have a sequence of at least 4, so no, yeah, he claimed it anyway. It doesn't matter. Fish and wisdom. He gains 1 wisdom for every 3 fish in his supply. So he has 3, so he gains 1 wisdom. And he moves 1 step ahead on the palace track for every 2 wisdom now in his supply. So it's 2, 4, 9. So he moves forward 4 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now award Imperial Seal. So actually my 3 goes to him and my 1 goes to me. So basically I'm -2 and he's +2. And that's it. So basically that means he wins with 12, 18, 19 and I end up with 15. Yeah. So if you do expert, it gets even worse because he'll take all the unclaimed features regardless of the setting. So he would, for example, win this and get an extra point in that case, only 1 point. Sequence, I have to beat him if I have 7 sequence. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it has to be longer than his. Fish and wisdom, you get 1 wisdom for every 3 fish, that's the same. And 1 for every 2 wisdom, that's also the same. And for the palace track, seals as normal, plus every point that he went, for every step beyond 5, he gets 1 point. Actually, for this one, he gets 1 point for beyond 8, so he has another one. So he has 20 points, 20 against my 15. Yeah. If it had been beginner, it would have been a tie. So beginner would have been a tie. Journeyman, you see here, and expert would have been actually just +1. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 would have been +4. Yeah. So basically, it really becomes stopping him. I think I still made some mistakes, for sure, because it's kind of a lot to keep track of. I think it'll be easier with more players because then you only have to check your own stuff. I think the game is okay. I mean, okay, let's talk about how I feel about the game. All right, I think the game is okay. I thought I'd be a fan of the painting, but I'm not. I think it's way too fiddly. Even if you use the easels, it falls so easily. It's super flimsy. The features really clutter like crazy. They're a bit too big. Some of them are just like this one. It clashes with everything else that you have, because most of the stuff in your painting is very bright. This is super dark. It really doesn't fit in. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the painting at all, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know how I would do it differently. I guess it's not my job either to tell you, but but I'm just not a fan of that. Aside from that, I like the advisors and everything you can do. I like the idea of where to go. I don't really like that the master can just march in and just take these monuments away from you without having to pay and just make it progressively more and more expensive. Because okay, in this iteration he goes to the Eternal Bridge a lot, alright? But in other iterations he goes to the monuments, and then he's actually constantly driving up the price. And you can see that the ending score is 20 to 15, so those points really make a difference. If I had taken them away, I would have had 17 and he would have had 18. He still would have won, that's true. But then maybe not with the palace, because it would be -2 as well. So it definitely makes a difference being able to take them away from him. Yeah. I think like I said, I think the game is okay. I want to play with more people. I think it's going to be more tense then to see who goes where. Wrestling control away from each other, and the speed really ramps up because you get all your dice very quickly, and then you really see the features disappear quickly, and people go to the top faster as well. Yeah, I really want to see how this plays with more people. I think it'll be better with more people than solo, because I think the master is a bit of a cheat. I don't really like his whole I get monuments for free shtick, and then him just getting the features for free just to basically pump up his points, right? Yeah, but it's a good way to learn the game, I guess. Yeah, so all in all, I think an okay game. Will this stay in my collection? I'm not sure. I want to play with more people. That will determine whether I want to keep it or not. Purely for solo, I don't feel the need to keep it. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm already at a Space comes at a premium at this point, and yeah, like I said, it's okay. It's beautiful, for sure. There's some nice choices to be made when you're playing, but I found the painting underwhelming and very fidgety and also annoying to set up. Because maybe if you play with more people, you might not have as many pieces. I mean, 8 triggers the end game, but not everybody will have 8, and not everybody will have 8 and 5 or 6 features. Maybe that will happen more often in solo than in multiplayer. Okay, I think I've spoken enough about it. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Would you get this game or not? What do you like? What do you think is interesting or original, and so on. Alright, that's it. I'm going to stop here. My name is Joachim. This is So Many Games All the Time. I'll see you next time. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.